The biggest stumbling block was always kind of identifying as a blind person, as someone who was different than how I started out.
This is Hadley's Insights and Soundbites, where people facing vision loss share what's helped them cope and adjust.
This is Tom Large in Baltimore, Maryland. And I was in my email this morning and got an email from Hadley and listened to some of what's already recorded there and decided, as an old guy who's dealt with my vision loss for decades now, maybe I should contribute something. So that was where I'm starting from today. And for me, the hardest thing was always adjusting to the loss. I started out life as a fully sighted person, and I have Stargardt's disease, so my vision went down rather quickly. But I think the biggest stumbling block was always kind of identifying as a blind person, as someone who was different than how I started out. If you have normal vision, full vision, and then you lose your sight gradually or suddenly, but particularly gradually, there's this ongoing, complicated grieving process with decline in function. I still remember the tragedy that it was for me as not being able to drive. Got to the driver's license stage and I was different. And beginning to accept that difference took really accepting and starting to feel and go through my grief. Any of you who've had loss over the years know how this goes. I don't think completely finished. We keep on working on our acceptance of loss as you have those feelings, and let go of being so invested in being sighted. Then you find that I found that there was some energy freed up to learn new things and to start to accept all the great tools that are now available for blind people. So the first big one for me was a white cane, walking around with a white cane, using a cane, being identified as a blind guy, and then learning some Braille, not much, but a little to be able to label things. And then when you can, to ask for help, at least for many of us men, can take some doing. But that's another big step because there's lots of help out there. Like Hadley, which I discovered only quite recently, and I'm almost 80, so I'm slow on the trigger here. So thanks.
You never know who might need to hear your story. To share, just leave a message on our Insights and Soundbites voicemail. You can call 847-512-4867 or record a message on your smartphone or computer and email it to podcast@hadleyhelps.org.